Hi, my name's Nam.
I'm Becky.
Hi, I'm Cece.
And today we're going to do a movie review called Butter. Yes, Butter.
Butter.
You might be wondering why there's a ethereal voice that is just present but is not actually on camera. There was some legal documents that perhaps prohibit somebody from being on the internet. So we're going to call our friend Cece. She may speak once in a while, but she's over there. Believe me, she's there.
No, I'm not.
She's not there. Actually, we never did this. We didn't even watch a movie. What the hell is Butter? Becky, she's back again. She liked movies so much that she's now back. We can actually have an audience.
It's true, yeah.
So let's talk about this movie. I just kind of want to chat about it generally. First, we got together. Originally, we were going to watch this movie called Black Sheep. Not the funny one, the one
Right.
about sheep zombies.
Yes. Which my younger sister has told me is an amazing movie in the comical sense, but we couldn't find it to stream it, so we had to wait to get the actual DVD from Netflix or something.
We'll see if we can do that at some point, but I think that'll be hilarious.
Yeah.
Kind of brought it down to a vote. We just kind of skimmed Netflix and we just kept it simple. These three movies were next to each other on suggestions for me in the independent section. So we chose Butter because it was the weirdest one. So let's talk about this. Cece, what did you overall think initially when we started watching the movie? When we started watching Butter?
It was heartwarming. It made me melt just like butter.
That's so cheesy.
No, it's buttery.
What did you think? When we first started watching the movie, what did you think?
Well, I think that we should explain the reason we chose it is because we read the synopsis of it, and the synopsis is basically something about these people who carve butter sculptures, and we just thought it looked really weird. All of us just kind of thought it looked really bizarre and thought, what the heck, it could be fun. And when it started, I was actually really surprised that it wasn't as weird as I thought it was going to be. It actually was quite good.
Now, first, okay, we read the synopsis. It's like butter sculptures. First of all, I don't think any of us have ever sculpted butter.
No.
And actually, some of us weren't even sure you could even sculpt butter because I thought it would just melt or just kind of get all mushy or whatever. But I guess you can do it.
We should go get some butter and sculpt while you're
There we
doing
go.
this.
No, let's not. So first, there's a lot of big names in this movie.
Hugh Jackman! Woo!
Hugh Jackman. He
Sexy
shows up a
cowboy
couple
Hugh
times.
Jackman.
Sexy cowboy Hugh Jackman.
It's true.
It's
That's
true.
all you need to know.
Jennifer Garner's in it. She plays a big role. Olivia Wilde.
Yep.
She is a very eccentric character.
Yeah. The dad from Modern Family, whose name I can never remember.
Yeah, I don't.
Ty Burrell.
Ty Burrell. You know, I was surprised to see that it was an independent movie. First of all.
Yeah. Alicia Silverstone is in it.
Oh yeah. See, at first I didn't even think it was her because I guess she changed a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe in my head I thought she was way hotter than she looked in this movie.
Well, she's a mom now.
You have to admit, yeah, she totally did not look like the old Alicia Silverstone.
No.
That was like, what, 15
Yeah, I was going to say, it was 20 years ago
Yeah.
or so.
Man, I'm old. I mean, we're old. Collectively, we are
Speak
old.
for yourself.
Yeah.
Alright.
You look good for your age.
I'm actually 28, but I'm glad to see I'm aging well. Asians age well.
But no, there were surprisingly a lot of big name actors in the movie.
Yeah, and I was like, whoa, this is crazy.
Did we mention
Yeah.
Hugh Jackman?
Cece and Hugh Jackman, sitting in a tree. K-I-S-S-I-N-G.
Cece's other half does not like that.
You can retort, it's okay.
I don't know. Is the internet ready for my retort? I don't know. Olivia Wilde actually was looking really good in this movie. I want to make sure that everyone knows that Olivia Wilde is like in
Hugh
various
Jackman.
she's various stages of undress in this movie. She had various stages of undress, and she uses filthy language.
It's true.
Oh my god, okay,
And
alright.
she
So it's Jennifer Garner actually. That was pretty surprising.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's start at
That's
the
a
beginning.
spoiler. Sorry, internet.
No, I don't think that's a spoiler. Okay, let's start at the beginning. So it's about a family. The father is a well-accepted, well-renowned butter sculptor in his community and probably in his state.
Right.
He's famous. He has this wife, whom is played by Jennifer Garner, and we find out that she's the second wife. It's not his first wife.
Right.
And he has a child. They have a child, but it's from the first wife marriage. One day he's in this competition, butter sculpting competition, And finally, somebody speaks to him. Who is it? The mayor? The governor?
I don't know who it was.
Some big political person is like, you might want to step down and stop entering because, you ended a great note. You don't want to start making bad, horrible sculptures. And as it turns out, I guess he does. But the wife... Okay, so let's talk about her character. The wife's character, played by Jennifer Garner. I don't even remember her name. What's her name in the movie?
I don't remember.
No? Okay, all right. So
Laura, I think.
Laura.
Yes, Laura.
Laura.
Okay.
Laura Pickler.
Yeah.
Laura Pickler.
And Bob.
And Bob Pickler. So, yeah, Ty Burrell.
Yeah.
Ty Burrell is Bob Pickler. I think, first of all, the weird thing was his name's Bob.
Yeah.
How weird is that? I was watching the movie, it's like, man, all these things are happening. Bob. I'm like, oh, okay, his name's Bob. And I didn't forget his name, forgot her name.
Yeah.
Laura Pickler. What kind of name is that? So Laura Pickler's character, she gets so obsessed to keep on this legacy that you just have to keep on winning all these competitions.
Well, I think she just wants to be the center of attention and be in the spotlight, regardless of what that means.
Oh, right.
I think that's her whole thing.
Okay.
She was very sad,
She was very neurotic.
but also very angry.
Yeah.
She was not sad like depressed, she was sad like a sad person.
Yeah.
As in like, we pitied her.
Yeah.
Her
She was
behavior.
really neurotic.
Okay, so any big examples of her being neurotic?
When she's yelling at herself in the car.
She's yelling
She's
at
listening
herself.
to The Secret to try and amp herself up to go sign up for this competition. And then after she turns off the tape, she says something negative and then gets mad at herself because she's ruining The Secret and starts yelling at herself in the car.
Which I think defeats the point of The Secret, if you've ever seen that movie or read that book.
I have not, in fact.
I've not read the book, but I've seen the movie, and I feel like it's more of a self-help book than an actual secret. But anyway.
Some of my favorite scenes with her, though, are in the car.
Yeah.
For
it's
example,
true.
when she used the car as a weapon.
Yes.
Oh, yes, okay.
Ooh, spoiler alert.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we didn't say
I didn't
how.
spoil alert.
No.
It's just
Or
a weapon.
when.
I
or
think
what
it's
the
okay.
situation is. That's
All right.
fine.
So the marriage isn't perfect because of this whole stepping down, and she's getting upset because of the lack of attention that it's going to garner. And
Ha, Jennifer Garner.
see what you did there? There's some fighting going on, and then there's some situation that happens later and leads to some weapon of a car. And that leads to some... I'm going to put this out there. There's so many funny one-liners.
There really are.
If there's anything you watch this movie for, you have to just listen to
Yeah.
these one-liners.
And the problem is that half the time you start laughing because of the one-liner,
Yeah.
so you might miss the next one.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
you
feel like I
definitely
need to
will.
watch the movie again to catch the ones that I missed because I was laughing too hard.
I think, yeah, because we were all laughing pretty hard at all of these one-liners, and it's just, I just can't. And to be honest, I can't repeat some of them because some of them are definitely spoiler prone.
Yeah.
Or some of them are definitely inappropriate language, so we
Right.
can't use those. Leading up to inappropriate Olivia Wilde. Let's
Yeah.
talk about her.
Bow chicka wow.
So I only knew her before. I mean, I'd seen her in another movie,
Tron.
Just in Time. I didn't see
Oh,
Tron,
okay.
but I also know her well as 13 from House.
Yes.
If you know,
She was
if
also
you've ever
in
seen-
Cowboys vs. Aliens.
Oh yes, she was the main girl. I saw that too, and I totally forgot she was in it. But she's been doing a lot of different roles lately,
Yeah.
and I'm thinking, oh man, I've never seen her like this edgy.
Yeah.
Like she plays a very edgy, eccentric
She
character.
does. But she also is really goofy. For
Yeah.
example, her mode of transportation throughout the entire movie is just ridiculous for her character.
Oh, we can definitely tell them that. Okay,
Okay.
so she doesn't have a car. I'm imagining. She gets around town, and I guess it's a small town. It's in the
Yeah.
middle of like Iowa, so
Yeah.
we sense that the community's maybe like 5,000 people. I don't know. She gets around riding a bike.
A little red bike. That's frankly too small for her.
Yes, that's exactly what I was going to say. She's a big girl
So
now.
she's this really edgy character with this absolutely ridiculous mode of transportation, and it just, I don't know, it works really well.
When you first meet her, we meet her in a strip club.
Yeah.
And you guessed it, she's the dancer.
Yeah.
I can only imagine she's probably one of a few dancers, because, the
Iowa.
town and all. Yeah, come on. Although they must make a killing. There's got to be a lot of, like, horny dudes there. I don't know. I've never been to Iowa. No offense, you Iowans. What do you call people that are from Iowa?
I don't know.
Iowans?
I
Iowans?
call them people from Iowa.
Ah, okay, all right. I apologize to anybody in Iowa whom I may or may not offend.
But no one else, just few people in Iowa. We haven't talked about the little girl yet, who's the heart of this movie.
It's true.
Oh, okay, but first let's wrap up the whole Olivia Wilde thing.
Yeah, not really like
Wild thing, Olivia Wilde. Sorry. Yeah, she comes out scantily clad. I'd never seen this much of her before, ever. Oh, anyway. I should probably stop talking before Sarah gets home.
I was gonna say. I was trying to
Wait till
leave
Sarah
you
sees
alone.
this.
Oh, man. I'll show her a preview before I post it. And then.
Sarah, it's all an act. He didn't really like it.
He was hiding his eyes the whole time.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I was totally staring at CC's other
Half.
half. Sorry.
That's all
Did you
right.
say butter?
No, butter. That would be appropriate.
Butter half.
You know how many butter puns you can run into this?
Oh, so
review?
many. So many. Let's talk about the little girl. So, there's this young black girl in the movie. She's 10 or 11. Her name is Destiny. And you're introduced to her. Actually, she's the first character we hear from because she's
Yeah.
effectively the narrator. Like, she'll narrate a bunch of things at the beginning
Yeah.
and kind of tell her about her situation. We won't really talk too much about it, but basically, she's a foster child that's jumped around to different homes,
Right.
and that's pretty much the core of this part of the plot. So you brought this up. So let's talk about her. What do you want to say about her?
She was the cutest little thing. It turned me into a ball of butter. Just listening to her. She's a great actress for her
Yes,
age.
definitely.
I thought she did a really good job.
Good job. She's well spoken.
She is.
I don't know if that was well rehearsed or if that's just how naturally she comes out.
Yeah.
But there's a couple points where she articulates herself very well with adults.
Right.
And I'm just like, she's speaking way better than these 3 and 4 adults over here, and like this one adult's just sitting there quiet, and this one adult's an idiot. So it's like,
Well, I think part of it is her because there's that scene with her and her foster dad in the car.
Yes.
And they're going back and forth, and they showed some bloopers at the end.
Yeah.
And that wasn't scripted. They were just
Yeah.
throwing
Right.
things out there, and
Exactly.
she had some good ones.
when she comes across a foster family that she is for during this movie, I like the dad of this foster family.
yeah, he's
a
really
great
good.
guy. The mom is played by Alicia Silverstone.
She's good too. She just didn't really have much
I
of a
don't-
role.
I
She
don't
was
feel
kind
like
of
she
set
did
off to the
much.
side. Yeah.
Yeah, she's just kind of there as like a plot device for that one scene,
Right.
I think. But other than that, she doesn't do anything else.
Right.
But the dad actually plays a pivotal role, I think, in the story.
Yeah. He also
Um,
has one of the best one-liners.
Oh man, I think he's just a funny guy.
He is,
I don't
he's
even know who
really-
he is.
Oh, he's on a lot of TV shows. And movies
Okay,
and stuff.
yeah. So the reason why we're talking about this little girl is that this competition to win best butter sculpture
Yeah.
takes place inside the Civic Center. There's only a very few people that sign up. One of them being Laura Pickler. I can't remember her name. Laura Pickler. The other person is this little girl, and I won't spoil anything else, but inside the Civic Center. Okay, so when the scene first showed up on the screen, we all laughed.
Yeah.
All right, so
Yeah.
why
When
don't
they're
one of
signing
you
up for
describe this scene?
So it's one of those places where you walk in and they have those what are they called not turnstile, but all the ropes set up and you're supposed to go back and forth to get up there if there's a long line.
Like at
Yeah.
the airport.
Right, like the airport security, but there's no one in line. And so as they walk in, I think I was the one who was like, I hate when that happens because they can't just
Yeah.
take them down if no one's there. You had to walk around the whole
And then
thing.
as soon as it set into the rest of us, we all just started laughing.
Yeah, watching everyone like go back and forth. But the way each character did it, I think was indicative of who they were.
Yeah. Okay, so a very important thing to note about the scene. So describing the scene, you open up, the camera's looking inside the Civic Center. It's dead empty. There's literally
Yeah.
nobody there except for the woman who's sitting at the table for the sign-ups.
Yeah.
And the first person that walks in, Laura Pickler. And, okay, I don't even know exactly how many rows there were
A lot.
set up, but it was like, it was a winding snake of maybe like 10-ish rows, right? And so she walks in, and, no, she didn't go around, she didn't go under, she just priskly walked
She walked through
every single one,
Slowly, with her head held high.
yeah,
With
and-
her eyes pierced on Phyllis from The Office.
Yeah.
Who was the lady with the book.
Yeah, it's true.
Whoever this woman is, she played Phyllis on The Office, and
Yes.
she was the woman sitting over there. And then progressively, as more people walked in, they walked in differently. But at first I thought, oh man, why did they do this? But then after like the second person or the third person
Yeah.
walked through, you know exactly,
why they did it.
because it totally showed you who they were, and I thought
Right.
it was a really clever scene, arguably
It
one
was.
of the most clever scenes writing wise
Yeah.
in the movie. So I like that.
We were all laughing really hard.
Yeah, we were like, oh, I can't believe, oh, man. Yep, oh, that makes sense. And
Yeah.
it's like, what? She's, so at least that was me in my mind. I don't know if I did that out loud.
I was mostly just laughing.
Okay, right. Probably one of my favorite scenes. That was probably.
Yeah, that was
My favorite
definitely
scene.
top 3.
Yeah.
Moving on after that, what happened next?
Well, they enter this butter sculpting competition to decide who's going to go represent that county at the state fair. That's
Right.
the whole premise.
That's the whole reason why this is happening.
Right.
So we don't want to kind of give too much away, but when the entrants,
Contestants?
when the contestants, they're all given a fixed amount of time. We don't know how much time it is for this first piece, but they all are in like clear cubicles, basically made of glass, which I'm assuming is air conditioned.
Yeah, it's
slightly,
probably supposed to be chilled, I guess.
just so the butter doesn't melt while they're working with it. But they do them in front of everybody who's watching here.
Right.
And some of these are very surprising. After they're all done, everybody gets a chance to speak about their piece. This is also a great scene.
It is.
Not so much the carving stuff so much. I mean, but that's really interesting. I think it's part of the plot.
Right.
But the speeches are really where this character development really kind of starts to, skew. Like, oh my god!
Yeah.
You could start to see real faces.
Right.
Real motives.
I don't know that we can say too much without giving
Yes, that's true.
something
All right.
away.
So there is X number of speeches, and no, this is getting too technical. Forget it. All right, moving on. So after this competition finishes, we don't want to give away who wins.
Right.
But basically, what ends up happening is there's some events that transpire where Hugh Jackman finally comes in.
Woohoo!
He plays a role of a plot device effectively.
Yep.
And a stupid one at that. But for the most part,
Sexy plot device. Stupid.
he's pretty stupid.
His
His character
character is really stupid.
Hugh Jackman, great actor. I love him otherwise. His character in this movie, he plays something completely opposite of what he normally
Yeah.
does, and it's just like, oh man, I can't believe he's doing this.
It almost didn't. I don't. It almost wasn't believable to me.
I'm like, would he actually do this? Like, I mean, maybe he just did it because of fun, or he
Right.
had a couple days and it's like, hey, I want to hang out with these people. I don't know.
I don't know what you're talking about. I thought it was high quality acting at his best.
It's
From
not-
Hugh Jackman?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
It was very appropriate.
I have higher standards for
My
Hugh
only
Jackman.
complaint is that he left his shirt out the whole time.
CC's significant other?
Are you looking for a response?
Yeah,
or-
just a retort to that.
A retort. Well, I would say that fortunately for other people that would enjoy Hugh Jackman keeping his clothes on, there's plenty of Olivia Wilde not keeping her clothes on, and also engaging in. Well, there's actually a lot. Well, not to spoil a lot of this movie, but there
Yeah.
were actually several scenes that were, not intended for younger children, that were among different characters,
What are you talking
doing
about?
their thing together, like having a nice time, and how else do I say this? Without getting
Yes.
too
Let's just put it this
graphic.
way. Housewives and daddies and strippers. Yeah, that's all you need to know. Anyway, yeah, you see Olivia Wilde a lot more in this movie
true.
than Hugh Jackman. I'm sorry, Cece. Unfortunately.
That's alright. What
Okay.
other movies is he in? I can go watch
You
Australia.
can go watch some
after
X-Men or
this.
something.
You can watch The Prestige.
See, there are a lot of good quality acting films that he has been in.
Yeah.
Which is why my bar is so high, and he didn't meet it this time.
Yeah. To be fair, this was independent, so he didn't
And it
necessarily have
also
to meet any.
it also wasn't really like a big role.
Yeah,
that
it's just
required a
more of a
lot of him.
cameo.
It was yeah.
Yeah, it's, I
deal.
feel like his role was really a cameo because he only showed
Yeah.
up maybe
two,
two
three
scenes,
times.
two major scenes, and then it's assumed that he's in another scene. But really,
No,
you didn't see his
yeah.
face at all.
Yeah, the third
so it
scene
could have
makes
just
him
been a person double. Basically, this plot device that occurs is, there's some weird results that messes up the results of this first competition. So basically, what happens is two people have to go head to head for the final.
There's a rematch.
There's a rematch at the state
Butter
fair. or
competitions
something.
are serious. You have
Yeah,
to.
I guess in Iowa, yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, especially that one scene with Well, actually, we'll not give that away. But there's an outburst, and I'm like, is he really saying that in the middle of the crowd in public in Iowa in this competition? Like the claims that he's making, you know, they're just.
What scene is that?
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
You're talking
remember?
about, it's towards the end.
Yeah, it's towards the end,
When
and he's
somebody's
saying
upset.
like, "It's just butter."
Somebody's outraged.
Oh, I think I must have been thinking about Hugh Jackman in that
Oh.
place, so. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's not a Hugh Jackman movie, so let's make one thing straight.
Yes,
okay?
let's
It's
make
not-
one thing clear. As we said, Hugh Jackman is really just a cameo
Yeah.
role. Like
Don't
he's,
go in expecting a
Yes.
whole lot of you, so.
it's mostly
Calm down,
Jennifer
ladies.
Garner,
Calm down.
Yep.
the little black girl, which did a great job. I don't know who she is. Though.
I'd never seen her before.
Yeah.
I'm sure this was probably her first thing.
Yeah, it might have been her first movie, and Olivia Wilde and Ty Burrell. They're pretty much, I would say, the four main actors. So since we can't go into too much, all right. So the final two sculptures at the competition, they are kind of ridiculously over the top.
Oh yeah.
One of
Both
them
of them.
is story related to one of the character that did that one, and then the other one is just complete. I feel not really related to much in the story.
No.
But it's
It
just
fits the character.
it fits the character, but it's just oh my god,
Yeah.
I can't believe, and I don't even know what to say. I have no words. There's literally no words for the end
No,
of this.
I don't want to say anything because I don't want to give away anything about that sculpture.
Kind of
Because
says
it's
a
just,
little bit, just about how twisted they must have been thinking, like what
Yeah.
kind of sculptures we could do
Yeah.
to make that sculpture.
I want to know what the butter sculpture, because they had to get an actual butter sculptor to do these things, because
Right.
they're actually legitimate butter sculptors in these things. I want to know what that sculpture was like when they're like, we want you to make this for the movie.
Yeah. Now, okay. So looking at a lot of the sculptures throughout the movie, do we like some of us were thinking, is it just clay and they were just using it as props, or did they legitimately sculpt it out of butter? Like,
There were times when it did not look like butter.
yeah,
Right.
there are
Like,
definitely
it
times
looked
it didn't look like
clay-like.
butter.
Mostly when the little girl was working,
Yeah.
like at the house with the little pieces, but
Right.
the bigger ones all looked like butter. Now it still could
Yeah.
be clay.
Could have been, but
there's still a lot of talent in the actual.
somebody's
sculpting.
got to get the
Somebody's gotta
DVD
say, yeah,
and
I was
watch the
gonna say.
special features.
There
There you
have
go.
I mean, I don't know if I'm gonna dish out for this, but
The sad thing was that the butter sculpturist did not get any credit in the credits, but there were like 30 voiceovers and they had no idea what
oh
these
my
people
god!
did.
Okay, so one of the
Yeah.
stupidest things. All right, at the end of the movie, at the credits, it was rolling, and I saw this section. It was voice actors, and I'm like, voice actors, okay. And there was like maybe a dozen names. I don't even understand
No.
why there were voice actors for this movie. There were no voice actors, and the one person that did any narration was one of the main characters. So I don't know where all these voices came in.
No.
At
But
all.
I'm thinking the sculptor probably did get credit. We just don't know what they called that. They may not have called them butter sculptor.
Yeah.
They may have called them like set designer or something.
Oh yeah, or
more
like
fancy.
a prop,
Yeah.
a prop coordinator or something.
Right.
Who
That
knows?
that seems so. I mean, it seems like it needs to be butter sculptor.
Yeah.
It's true.
Because
Because what if you're running a state fair now and you want to get
Yeah.
that person? You
You
can't.
need
You don't
it
know.
on
Yeah.
your resume too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, whoever actually worked on it is going to be able to put it on their resume. So they're not actually going to lose credits. Like, yeah, I did all the butters things for this movie, and then they
They
go and
probably
watch
got
the
a free
movie.
copy of the DVD.
Yeah, probably. Do we even know if this even went to DVD? Because I mean, a lot of times nowadays, independent movies and
I don't
not
know.
big distribution movies don't get physical media.
This one didn't feel like an independent movie though when we were watching it.
Oh my God, there's so many big names in it, and I just couldn't
And
understand.
the,
It's like,
and the production quality was good.
yeah, what?
Right?
Like I
It's-
was wondering what the budget is for this thing. I'm
Yeah.
totally gonna look this up. Budget for butter. That sounds so wrong.
You should budget approximately $20 a month if you eat a lot of butter.
Hey, honey, I have a budget for butter. Let's go get some. All right, butter movie.
You're probably gonna get like
XXX butter. No,
movie
okay.
theaters budgets for
For
butter
butter.
for their popcorn.
I don't know. We'll see. Butter, 2011 film,
That's the one.
directed by Jim Field Smith.
Jim Smith.
Nice
Really?
job, Jim. You did a good job.
Yeah, I've never heard of him.
Well, that's the most generic name on the planet.
Jim.
It might as well be John Doe.
Jim Field, probably the reason why they put his middle name there.
True.
Jim Field Smith. So you can
Jim
tell from the
Smith.
Jim Smiths all over the world. Well, the poster looks nice. It's,
Yeah.
I'll try and put an overlay image. Actually, I'll probably put it at the beginning, but it premiered at 2011 Toronto International Film Festival.
Ooh, we should go to that.
We
Yeah,
should.
we're actually pretty close. Yeah, I'll have to IMDb this. So for those of you who don't know, when I'm not talking about IMDb in like any real sense, I call it UMDB. This relates to that Matthew McConaughey thing. If you guys saw that one.
You also couldn't say John Leguizamo.
I could not say John Leguizamo, but now I can.
Now you can say it. It took the entire review.
To be fair, I probably didn't even get it after that either. But editing that thing like 50 times,
Yeah.
I heard it. John Leguizamo. John Leguizamo. Okay, I got it. I got it. Butter film IMDb. It was only rated 6.1 as of
Really?
right now.
Was it out of 5?
No, out of 10. If it was out of 5, that'd be a little ridiculous.
That's surprising
That
to me
was
because it was a good movie.
Yeah. That's why I'm really a huge fan of independent films. Like there are a lot of good independent movies, even movies that are kind of mainstream but were independent movies that
Right.
you would never thought. Like Good Will Hunting, for example, that came
Yeah.
off the list. If you guys didn't know, that was
They're usually character based as opposed to
Yeah.
really plot
Right.
based.
That's because that's where all the good stories come from anyway.
Yeah.
Even if you watch any of the good Hollywood movies, they're all well done plot, like character development movies. Unless it's like a big action movie like Avengers or something. Then in which case, all of the plot development or character development was done in all the previous movies,
Yeah.
and you could just watch.
I mean, there's a place for both. I don't enjoy a movie as much if they rely on the plot
Mm.
as opposed to actually letting the characters tell a story.
Yeah. I can't find like a number.
It was free.
This movie was rated R. Let's talk about that for a second.
Well, I know why.
So
Yeah.
first
Olivia
of all,
Wilde.
There's one
That's
scene.
why.
there's several scenes, but Jennifer Garner, I've never seen her swear so much in my entire life than in this movie. Olivia Wilde, I've never seen her swear so much in her entire life than in this movie.
But I don't even think it was the swearing that did it.
There were a lot of really.
There were a lot of swears.
And then there's that one word where it was great.
It was it was
In-
the best use of that word that I
Ever.
have seen possibly ever. It was
And-
great.
Yes. Let's just say country, and just take the beginning of it.
Yeah. It was
And-
an excellent use of that word. I have to
And that
say.
word, it offends a lot of people, and I don't know why. It's just a word.
Yeah.
But they use it. It's a one-liner in this movie, so we don't want to quite
Right.
share it, and to which characters. But it's hilarious
It is.
when it comes out. It's like, oh, they did that.
It was a
Oh,
great
man.
line.
Great line. Cece, what did you think of this movie overall?
I would give it 5 sticks of butters up.
5 sticks of butters up.
Out of how many?
Out of 5.
Okay.
Out of
Clarify.
5. Very important.
I really enjoyed it. I actually, we kind of picked it because we all just thought the plot line sounded ridiculous.
I thought it'd be
Um,
interesting just because
right.
it's like I'd never seen a movie like this before, or
Right.
even a documentary about this, or anything. So.
But I really think it ended up being a good movie with a really good story with really good characters, and I actually enjoyed it. In fact, we Skyped with TJ and immediately told him that he should watch it.
Yes, if you remember TJ from the last video, we Skyped him because he's currently out of town,
Yes.
and we told him to watch it.
Yeah. So we've actually relayed to other people that you should watch this movie.
And you told your
Actually.
sister too
And
while
I
you were
told
on
both
the-
of my sisters.
Both of your sisters. I'm going to say this is a movie that is greatly recommended. I definitely recommend. It's not an action movie or anything, so if you just like character-driven, development, comedy drama, that's how I would categorize it, definitely watch this movie. I would say it's worth a watch. It's funny. Anybody can understand it. I would say maybe if you have small children around, don't let them listen or watch this movie because
Wait till they're in bed.
yeah, as much as it's a little child, there's a little child in the movie, and it's kind of around a little thing that maybe kids do, like maybe kids
Right.
will do, butter sculpting. It is not for your kids.
No.
I was wondering which part you were referring to that doing.
Do
Maybe
not-
when they grow up, they will
Yes.
do this if you're a horrible parent.
Yes. You can show it to them when they're 18.
I don't even know if I want to watch it with my kids then.
Oh, yeah. No, when you show it to them, you can just put it on in a room and just be
Yeah,
like,
they're
here, you
not
can
gonna
watch it,
leave.
or you can just tell that, don't sit there with them.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that might be really
There were two
awkward.
awkward scenes.
Awkward scenes. But yeah, must watch. Definitely recommend.
Definitely a watch.
Thumbs up. What's our next movie?
Black Sheep.
We're going to try and do Black Sheep. So we're going to try and do that. If not, we'll do some other ridiculous movie that you probably never heard of. Because I think at the rate we're going, there's just so many people who do reviews of movies that are Hollywood movies or
Right.
mainstream movies, and we would just get drowned out in that. So it's like, who would choose out, So maybe our thing will be movies that people haven't heard of.
Weird kitschy movies.
Yeah.
We did
Independent
Babysitters.
movies. Yeah, we did
and
Babysitters.
Butter.
The one big one that we did
They should all
was
start
Magic
with B.
Mike,
Yeah,
but I did
that
that
was
one.
Sarah's pick.
I did that one for Sarah, so please forgive me.
Yeah.
Alright.
You also did Wreck-It Ralph.
I personally did Wreck-It Ralph.
That
yeah.
was great.
I also
Both
need
the movie
to do,
and your review.
Oh, thank you. I also saw Looper recently. I don't know
Was
if
it good?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I made a cut, but I'm going to record me telling you.
About Looper?
Yes.
Is this a review of Looper or just you telling us?
I can tell.
What's
I can
Looper?
do it. Looper. Looper. Looper.
Loopers?
No, Looper. Looper.
It's got that kid with 3 names who was in
Gordon.
Third Rock.
Joseph
Joseph
Gordon-Levitt.
Gordon-Levitt, yes.
If you don't like saying his name, I shortened his name actually. I shortened his name to Joe Goli.
Joe Gordon-Levitt.
Yeah. Because if you take the first 2 letters of each of
It's
the
true.
names, it's Joe Goli.
But it's Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Yeah, Joseph
Bruce
Gordon-Levitt
Willis.
and Bruce Willis. Now, okay, so I watched Looper a little while ago with Sarah. Becky didn't see it.
I didn't see
Cece
it.
didn't see it. Cece's significant other half, I don't even know what to call you right now. Other half,
Sometimes I don't either.
he didn't see it either. So the movie is called Looper. Bruce Willis stars Bruce Willis and Joseph Gordon-Levitt. The plot is pretty compelling if you like those movies that play with your mind, but it takes place in a world where time travel hasn't been invented yet. But in 30 years, it will have been. And what happens is, as soon as something dangerous comes out, like, governments ban it and stuff, so there's no official time travel that's sanctioned. However, mobsters, the time traveling ring has kind of taken it underground. So mobsters have taken it, and it's like, well, it's really difficult to kill people in the future. So what they do is they send people into the past so that these loopers, basically when they appear, they just kind of appear out of nowhere. Shoot them, they give a place and time where this person's going to appear. Shoot them, and then dispose of the body, because the bodies are easier to get rid of in the past. Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character, he is the 30-year younger version of Bruce Willis's character. So they're basically the same person. There's this one concept called closing your loop, which is when the younger one kills the older one, because inevitably in 30 years governments will overturn all of the people who are working in this illegal ring. And so they'll send your future body back, and you have to kill it. But you don't know it's you, because you're just given a time and a place. So you just have to kill, and each time you kill it, you just get a big payday, because they strap like a whole bunch of cash on their back. When I say cash, I mean it's actually like silver and gold blocks.
Ah.
So
We've gone back to silver and gold then.
well, I think sending money back in time with serial numbers on it that don't actually
Yeah.
exist yet will actually cause
That
a
could cause
huge
problems,
issue.
yeah.
So that's probably why they did this.
Yeah.
But I mean, it makes sense. So anyway, overall, great movie. Definitely recommend.
Okay.
Good acting. If you like movies that play with your mind, definitely one of those. And there's several twists throughout the movie as well. And one of the other sub-characters, Emily Blunt, is actually in the movie. She does a great job. If you don't know, she's a British actor and actress. Actually, they're all calling them actors now,
Yeah.
I think. British actress, and she does a ridiculously good Southern accent.
Oh, really?
And I'm like, whoa, that's crazy. Yeah, she does a great job.
That was like when I learned that the guy who plays Rick in Walking Dead is the same guy from Love Actually, therefore British guy.
Yeah,
Weird.
same guy. Yeah.
He does it quite well.
Yeah, it's a trend. I mean, obviously one of the most prominent ones that people are always like, oh man, I didn't know he's British. Hugh Laurie.
Hugh Laurie.
Yeah.
He doesn't do a Southern accent though. He just does.
He just does English.
American.
American really well.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then there's some other people who don't try to hide it, like Mr. Patrick Stewart.
Yeah.
He's
Well,
always speaking.
He has to. Yeah.
Yeah, that's always him.
It's him.
But so one of the interesting things about Looper is that they actually put makeup on Joseph Gordon-Levitt's face
I
to
heard
make
this.
him look
More
like Bruce Willis.
Because
so
his
that,
face is very narrow.
Yeah, his face is narrow and not as but basically the big things was like I think the cheekbones and the nose structure.
Huh.
So they actually applied a prosthetic nose, and he would be in makeup for a couple hours before actually acting every day for that
get
movie.
for being in a movie with Bruce Willis. He's like, I am not using any makeup to shadow my nose.
Yeah. No, look.
You better get him the bigger
I think
nose.
also because Bruce Willis is older, and it's like what he looks like, and everybody's gonna be like, man, why did they mess up his face? Or, he has so many wrinkles, it might be
Well,
more
it's also
work.
that Joseph Gordon-Levitt it's a narrower
Gordon
face.
Willis.
Yeah. Oh,
And
right.
It's easier to make someone's face look wider.
Yeah, that's true. But also his complexion is smoother, so you
It's
could
true.
do some more stuff with it. Not that I want to do anything to Joseph Gordon-Levitt's face. I mean, he's one of my favorite actors now, so
Fun fact from physics. Physics at least currently claims you can't go back in time when time travel works. You can only go forward.
Yeah, I don't know.
From the day that it's invented.
I don't know how it's going to work really, but the way that they describe, there's a couple of discussions, but I think one of the cut scenes actually tries to explain it really well. But the one discussion that old Bruce Willis has with the young Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character is that it's a really weird, basically the weird things that happen is just some undefined mechanism that it's a fuzzy description of something that they just don't understand yet. And so to be honest, if time travel backwards was real, I don't think it would happen this way. So I mean, there's a lot of things that you can kind of discuss about this movie where it's like, it's not, it wouldn't happen that way, or who knows. But
Is it better than The Time Traveler's Wife? Is that movie?
okay, I have not seen the Time Traveler's Wife, but I read the book, and the book was great.
The book was probably much better than the
Yes, the
movie.
book is very good. And yes, believe it or not, I read The Time Traveler's Wife. But it was good and I liked it, so. Haven't seen the movie. I'm told that I shouldn't, but
Yes, it was.
I don't know, maybe one day I'll watch it just to see, what's her name? Rachel McAdams?
Mhm.
Yeah, so.
I do like her.
I like her too.
Yeah. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed, and let's thank Cece for coming.
Woo, hi everyone.
And I'd like to thank Becky. I'd like to thank Becky for coming back again.
Don't forget the better half.
And Cece's better half. Butter half?
Butter half. I think
Butter
that's the best way
half.
to put it, yes.
Butter boy.
All right, see you on the flip side.
Okay. Bye. There's going to be a lot of movers this time.
Yeah.
I'm sure. Okay. Everyone ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. So I don't even know how to introduce my videos because I messed up the last couple times I tried to do this, but all right. So I'm gonna try to refer to you as Cece.
Okay.
All right. Is that okay?
That's fine.
Is that too obvious?
I
or-
don't think so.
Big
It's
brothers
probably
always watch.
some.
I won't say anything offensive.
Are we in frame?
You are both in frame.
Awesome. Thank you kindly. Well, I mean, nobody else is really on the discussion plate here.
It's true.
We're just trying to stereotype people from Iowa. Well, I am. I don't know about you. It's so buttery. It's yellow. It's all the same. Oh wait, I think it'll be weird if I just appear without my sweater all of a sudden.
It's alright, I just moved my hair.
All right, awesome.
So would you edit these after the fact?
I totally edit these afterwards. Yeah.
Ha ha ha.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I stopped the movie at some point
Yes.
because
I was laughing
she
so
started
hard.
laughing hysterically.
I got a text from my sister, and I started laughing so hard that he looked over and said, "Should I stop the movie for this?" And I said, "Yes."
So I paused the movie, and then we were all ears
And I read.
open.
In fact, I will read the actual text that I received from my
Okay,
younger sister.
This is going to be great.
during the movie.
Now you'll have to understand, like some of our age ranges between 25 and 35.
I'm 30. I'll say it.
All right, I'm 28. I'll say that too.
And I'm 25.
So my younger sister texted me in the middle of the movie and said, and I quote,
You
"I went out
wish
last night and I met
fine.
this woman who I'm guessing is 22, 23-ish. She asked how old I was, and I said I was 27, and she said, 'Oh, you look good.' Is 27 the age people start saying that to you? What the hell?"
Oh, WTF. It ends with WTF.
But I didn't want to say...
No, but you can say WTF.
Okay, I can say WTF.
Yeah.
All right.
But anyway, yeah. So we laughed the first day. But yeah,
It's
it's
really
totally
good for your age, 27.
Thanks, guys. Oh, hold on. We got to do an outro.
All right.
All right.
It's the outro.
You know how like an intro?
The
It's like an outro.